Ever met an INTJ? Cold, distant, maybe even a little arrogant, huh? Well, guess what? The real genius? It's hidden behind those walls. INTJs aren't just misunderstood. They're often underestimated. Here's why. INTJs get a bad rap. People think they're cold, detached, or just plain rude. You've seen it, haven't you? They don't waste time with small talk, they don't jump into shallow relationships, and they rarely care for group activities. But here's the kicker. They're not rude. They're just working at a level that most can't even comprehend. Their minds operate like high-speed computers, calculating, predicting, and analyzing every angle. And if you're not on their wavelength, you'll be left in the dust, thinking they're too much to handle. The truth is, INTJs don't need your approval. They're too busy solving problems that matter. Stop judging someone based on their surface behavior. If you're quick to label them as cold, you're missing the depth of their genius. Get curious. Their silence isn't aloofness, it's strategy. Prepare to uncover the hidden depths of the INTJ mind. First off, their confidence, it can come off as downright arrogance. Ever met someone who struts into a room, all confidence and zero hesitation, and you're just left thinking, who does he think he is? That's an INTJ for you. But hold on, that ain't arrogance, folks. It's the bedrock of their brilliance. And here's the lowdown on why it gets twisted. See, INTJs don't play the impressing game. They're not fishing for your approval, and they sure as heck don't care about blending in. That confidence, it ain't some shallow show. It's knowing, deep down, what they can do. They trust their smarts, their master plans, and how they can work the system. And when they talk, they mean business. But here's the part most folks miss. Just because someone's sure of themselves, don't make them arrogant. INTJs just don't sweat the small stuff, like doubting themselves. It ain't about being better than you, it's about knowing what they're worth. Folks, here's the straight scoop. Most people, they get kind of squirmy around someone who ain't always doubting themselves. When an INTJ walks into a room, they ain't looking to ruffle no feathers. They're just laser focused on getting the job done. And when others take that the wrong way, thinking it's arrogance, well, it's because they're used to folks who need a pat on the back every 5 minutes. But INTJs, they don't need that noise. They know their own mind, and they trust it, even when the whole world's clucking about. Now, if you think confidence is the same as being a show-off, it's time to check your own egg basket. Confidence is what lets you grow. Stop looking at it like a fox in the hen house. Instead, start spreading your wings. Because when you believe in yourself like an INTJ does, ain't nothing gonna stop you. Secondly, they think on a whole different level. Ever try to have a conversation with someone who seems like they're on a whole different intellectual plane? That's an INTJ. While others are stuck in the moment, INTJs are light years ahead, and that's why most people just can't keep up. INTJs don't just solve problems, they predict them. They're playing a different game altogether. When most people are focused on today's issues, the INTJ is already 10 steps ahead, analyzing future possibilities, calculating risks, and plotting their next strategic move. This ability to think in terms of long-term goals, systems, and future scenarios is what makes them such powerful thinkers. But it's also what makes them seem disconnected from the present. They're not just looking at the immediate task at hand. They're looking at how it fits into the grand scheme of things. And most people don't even realize that the INTJ is playing the long game. They're too busy looking for quick fixes and instant gratification. This way of thinking can lead to some real frustration, see, especially when folks don't get or dig their vision. INTJs, they ain't got no time for the chit-chat that everyone else is wrapped up in. While the world's busy with quick fixes, INTJs are out there sculpting the future, connecting dots others can't even glimpse. And here's the kicker, folks. When they get called too idealistic or out there, the INTJ just keeps on trucking. Immediate pats on the back? Nah, they're playing the long game. They know their plans could take years to hatch. So, if you're just looking at what's right in front of you, start thinking bigger, folks. Quit getting bogged down in the daily grind. Take a page from the INTJ playbook and start seeing the whole farm. Long-term planning ain't some fancy extra. It's what you need. Get out of the now and start dreaming about where you want to be in 5, 10, maybe 20 years. When you think ahead like an INTJ, you ain't just fixing problems, you're making the future. Thirdly, they prefer solitude to recharge. Ever get that feeling of being plumb tuckered out after some kind of social shindig, wishing for a few hours of peace and quiet? Now just imagine feeling that way all the dang time. That's an INTJ for you. They need solitude, not because they don't like folks, mind you, but because it's the only way they can recharge and keep that old genius flowing. INTJs are introverts, but that don't mean they don't enjoy company. It means they need time alone to process everything around them. When you're constantly interacting with the world, your mind gets overloaded and you start losing focus. But for INTJs, their minds never stop. They're always analyzing, planning, thinking 5 steps ahead. This constant mental activity requires quiet time to clear the noise. Solitude ain't just a luxury, it's a darn necessity. But here's the real deal, folks. When you see an INTJ pulling back from the flock, turning down the coop invites, don't take it to heart, see? It ain't that they don't like you, it's because they gotta recharge so they can bring their A game to everything they do. Now, some might think this alone time is kind of strange, maybe even antisocial, but for INTJs, it's how they keep their minds sharp and their ideas flowing. They ain't avoiding the roost, they're saving up the mental juice they need to crack the tough nuts they're always working on. So stop feeling bad about needing some alone time. Solitude ain't selfish, it's essential for growth and productivity. If you want to recharge like an INTJ, learn to love your quiet time. The more you embrace your solitude, the more clarity and focus you'll gain. That alone time is your mental reset button. Use it wisely, folks. All right. Fourth on the list, they ain't emotionally aloof, they just got high standards. Ever get the feeling an INTJ was icier than a walk-in freezer? Well, hold on to your hat. They ain't. They just got standards higher than a chicken hawk in a tree, and they ain't settling for nothing less. INTJs aren't emotionally distant. They just don't waste their precious time on fluff. They see relationships as a serious investment, like buying a whole flock of prize-winning hens. They don't want someone to just kick back with. They want someone who can challenge them, get their gears turning and drive them to be better. And that's where the cold rep comes from. Folks see an INTJ back away from chit-chat or shallow friendships, and they figure it's because the INTJ don't care. But the honest-to-goodness truth is, the INTJ cherishes depth and meaning in every relationship, and if that ain't there, they won't waste their energy on it. Now, it ain't about rejecting folks, it's about seeking something real. INTJs, they don't need a whole flock to feel right as rain. 1 or 2 who get them. In their brains and hearts, that's enough. So when you see an INTJ stepping back from the hoo-ha of the social scene, know they're hunting for something genuine. They ain't cold, they're just picky about who gets their time and energy. Quit wasting time on what ain't feeding ya. Set your own rules of the roost and don't take no less than your worth. Want something deep? Raise your sights, see who flies up to meet ya. INTJs don't take no stale bread in relationships, and neither should you. Fifthly, they see criticism as a tool for growth. Most people, they crumble when faced with criticism, but INTJs, they thrive on it. They don't see criticism as a setback, they see it as an opportunity to level up. Criticism is a punch in the gut for most people. They get defensive, angry, or frustrated, but not INTJs. They're wired differently. When someone criticizes them, they don't take it personally. They don't waste time feeling hurt or retaliating. Instead, they step back, analyze the feedback, and ask themselves one simple question. How can I use this to improve? To an INTJ, criticism isn't a personal attack. It's a valuable tool that sharpens their skills and enhances their work. This mindset, that's what sets them apart from the flock. Most folks, they let criticism clip their wings, stop them dead in their tracks. But INTJs, they use it as fuel. They get better because of it. Always looking for ways to improve, and if criticism can help them do that, they embrace it without a second thought. Now, people who can't handle criticism, well, they often stay stuck in the same old coop. But for INTJs, it's an opportunity to refine their process, strengthen their resolve, and make their next move even more calculated. Stop seeing criticism as a personal attack. Instead, view it as the fastest path to growth. The next time someone critiques you, don't get defensive, use it. Use it to get better, stronger, smarter. You'll never truly grow if you're not open to being challenged. If you want to level up like an INTJ, embrace the discomfort of criticism and turn it into your secret weapon. Sixthly, they think in long-term goals, not short-term pleasures. While everyone around you is scrambling for instant gratification, the INTJ is quietly working on a vision that'll pay off years down the road. And that's why they succeed where others fail. Let's face it, our society is obsessed with quick wins, instant results, the next viral trend. Most folks want it fast and they want it now. But INTJs, they're in no rush. They think in long-term strategies. While others are busy chasing the next quick fix, INTJs are thinking about their legacy. They know that true success ain't built overnight, it's built with relentless, focused effort over time. Whether it's a career path, a personal project, or a life goal, the INTJ is already working on things that won't pay off for years. And they're perfectly fine with that. While others are busy chasing the shiny new thing, The INTJs got their eyes on the horizon. We're talking 5, 10, maybe even 20 years down the line. They're building something real, something that'll last. And here's the kicker. While everyone else is busy grabbing those quick wins, the INTJ is quietly laying the groundwork for massive success, and they'll be the first to get there. Quit living for today. Quit chasing those instant thrills. You want the real deal? You gotta map it out. Start thinking long-term like an INTJ. Set goals that'll push you for the next 5, 10, or even 20 years, and then go after them. Instant gratification ain't never gonna give you what strategic, long-term thinking can. Time to quit sweating today and start building for tomorrow. Seventhly, they strive for excellence, not perfection. Perfectionism? Well, that's a trap, folks. Most people, they get stuck trying to be perfect, and they never get anywhere. But INTJs? No, they don't waste time chasing perfection. They chase excellence, and that's why they keep on improving while others just remain stagnant. INTJs are often mistaken for perfectionists. They have incredibly high standards, but here's the key difference. They're not obsessed with perfection. They understand that perfection is unattainable. It's an illusion. Instead, they focus on excellence. Excellence means continuous improvement, making every piece of work better than the last. It's about being the best version of themselves without getting bogged down by the fear of failure or imperfection. Now, some folks, they get all worked up over every little thing, fretting till it's just so. But INTJs, they know perfection's a dead end. Nope, they'd rather get it done than fix it up later. See, they get that success ain't about being perfect. It's about moving forward. That's why they win when those perfectionists are still spinning their wheels. They ain't gonna sweat the small stuff. They're all about getting results and getting better bit by bit. So quit chasing perfect, because it's just holding you back. Aim for excellence, folks. Try to get a little better each time and let go of needing everything just right. Excellence. That's what gets you moving, and that's the secret to a good, meaningful life. Time to stop letting perfect freeze you up and start making some headway towards your goals. INTJs ain't misunderstood because they're complicated. They're misunderstood because most folks are too busy making excuses to keep up with them. If you want to succeed in your life, stop complaining, start thinking long-term, and adopt the mindset of an INTJ. The world ain't gonna wait for you to catch up. That's it for this video. See you in the next one.